I've got a unified incorrect theory, as I'm calling it.
Okay.
Almost certainly wrong.
Well,
but
let me
it's broad.
prepare my eyes.
Very good. Practice the eye roll.
Yeah, and side-eyeing.
Hail, Internet! It's Paul, it's Matt! The Dork Lords. We are here talking about Star Trek Discovery, Season 3, Episode 5, Die Trying. We open with the Discovery finally arriving at the secret Federation headquarters. We'll talk about what transpires there. We end with basically the Federation finally accepting the Discovery crew as like, okay, you guys are legit. You did this cool mission for us. You're part of the Federation. Welcome to the Federation at last. And Michael and Saru kind of looking out a window at the cool Federation setup, basically making the case that the Federation is comprised of the individuals who made your organization is no better than the individuals that make it up. I think it's kind of the
theme
that goes out. Yeah, the theme. Mm-hmm. All right. Before we launch into specifics, your general thoughts, good sir, on this episode, Die Trying.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked seeing, what the Federation is. Even though there's supposed to be a distinction between Starfleet and the Federation. I guess actually maybe they really more connected with Starfleet than the Federation, because they're supposed to be two separate things. Anyway, so I enjoyed it. I thought they did another good job of establishing measured questioning and opposition. In that first episode, you had that guy who was the villain, but he wasn't like over the top villain, and now had a bureaucrat who was suspicious, but not 100% like, well, forget it, we won't trust you at all. It's sort of like we're
talking Admiral Vance.
Yes, Admiral Vance. Okay. So yeah, I thought it was did a fine job of sort of laying out the world of the Federation and why they would be interested, but cautious.
Agreed. Oh, and I was wondering where I'd seen that actor, Admiral Vance, the Mummy movies. That's where he's from. I was like, oh, that guy. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, right. I think that's true. I think obviously, if you are in the position of the Federation and this ship shows up, it's from 1,000 years ago and isn't supposed to even be around anymore, and they're like, no, we're here to help. You'd be like, are you? So I get suspicion good, and you're right. They didn't.
And for the first time, actually, they're like, we're going to tell you exactly where we've come and exactly what we've done, as opposed to, we don't know if we should tell you. No, we'll tell you everything. It's like no secrets.
Yeah. The interrogation scenes with the little montage was kind of fun. You were just seeing all the different ways people were reacting to being debriefed, I should say. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like interrogation.
Quasi-interrogation.
Well, what are you, Dick Cheney?
They're not really in the group at that point, so it is still kind of like a.
Well,
you guys
they
might
say
be spies.
They use the words debrief.
Yeah, they do. They're just put in a room and whatever, and then obviously
and being opposed by holosuite people.
Well, so this is a non-centric. When I say non, the character episode,
yes.
And her reaction to the debriefing is like an interrogation, right? She just
yes.
gives name, rank, serial number. So
it seems like she doesn't even taking all that seriously. Just sort of like, this is gonna be fun. No. I'm not telling you anything. No.
I will say this. I mean, small point, but defeating the holograms by blinking, that seems like a pretty big design flaw, frankly. That never came up. But anyway, Georgiou.
It doesn't happen to me every day, I have to say.
No. Oh, Paul, I just screwed you up. They're in the middle of being accepted, not accepted by the Federation, and there's this active crisis happening.
Yes.
The Keeleys are dying, and Discovery, specifically Michael Burnham, want to help, want to show what we can do. And, because Admiral Vance is talking about just breaking up the crew at this point. They're like, why keep the ship together? We got people. Great. Awesome. So you're going to go over here. You're going to go over there. No.
I love the phases in which it happens, too. Like, first, we'll scrap the ship for parts and spread you guys out. And then it's like, no, this is a good ship. Okay, fine. We'll keep the guy who needs to run the ship, or at least to, get it going, navigate it, and everybody else get off. Like...
So Michael Burnham sees it as an opportunity to prove themselves,
yes,
and to save people along the way, or save a race. So figure out,
and leave Saru, leave him behind.
That's true. Saru is collateral.
A hostage.
Yeah, it is. He's a hostage essentially. Like if something goes wrong, I don't know. Like it'll be bad for Saru. Yeah. So the idea is they were on a planet that was poisoned, and they had to find the actual early versions of the plants that poisoned them in order to create an antidote. The way to do that is there's this ship that's been out for a long time it's the Seed Vault ship. Yep. It just has collections of seeds across the galaxy. And
it's so far away, though. That's why we need the Voyager to get to it.
You got to have the spore drive. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah.
Spinny spin. The very necessary spin.
Yes. Yeah. You got to wind it up.
Yeah, right. Crank. The rest of the episode is kind of that mission. The mission to the Seed Vault. There's a mystery that happens with it. Like, there's nobody here, but it feels like there's people here. Oh, what's going on? We find out that Kaminar, Saru's homeworld, and Nan's homeworld, Barzan, both became members of the Federation in that subsequent 1,000-year period,
yes,
which is good news to both of them. They're like, oh, wow, who would have known?
Yeah.
So as a kind of a consequence of that, Barzan, it's their turn to monitor the Seed Vault for some period of time. So they sent a doctor, Dr. Addis, and his family were supposed to be on this ship, but they're not.
No.
And so as we investigate, we find out there was a big solar flare, a coronal ejection that happened that basically killed everybody on board, except the doctor was busy transporting into the actual Seed Vault itself at the time. So he was more or less somewhat safe from the radiation, but it is slowly killing him. So he's alive, but he's dying. And he has a dead family that he's hoping somehow he can figure out a way to bring them back. Yeah. Maybe these seeds, I can put together a way to raise the dead. But that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to become a necromancer.
Yep.
We get to a point where after the mystery's been figured out. Here's the state of affairs. But we also need Addis to help us because he can unlock. He's got the passcode essentially, so that we can get the seeds we need. He doesn't want to help. Anyway, it gets to a point where they're like...
part of helping is accepting the fact that his family's dead.
Right, which he does not want to do.
No, he doesn't want to accept that.
It wouldn't be so odd, necessarily, if you don't take it in the context of the previous episode. I had mentioned in the previous episode how Culber has this very convenient thing of like...
Oh, yes.
Hey... Adira needs to be accompanied down on Trill by a medical officer. You know who'd be better? You, Michael Burnham. And so it's like, basically, I'll find a reason to put Michael Burnham in the story.
Yeah.
Similarly here, it's like, we have Nan. She is a Barzan, and she is communicating with a fellow Barzanian? I don't know. Barzan person. And it's like, she's not going to be good at this. She's not going to be able to convince him. You go tap her on the shoulder and tag in. so it becomes
Culber is apparently Burnham's agent.
Right. You get the monologue. Go. So Michael Burnham gets the big monologue to convince Addis that indeed his family is gone and he should help, because other families will be losing their loved ones if he doesn't, help them get these seeds.
Yes.
mission is accomplished. However, there's this weird. I was confused by this. I think I still am a little bit as to exactly what transpired.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah. Okay. I confess I did not review it. I decided to stick with my my opinions.
Your opinion. All right. So, hey, look, Dr. Addis, you need help. We got to get you up to the ship to, get you better. No, I want to stay here with the corpses of my family. Yeah. And they're like, oh, do we honor his wish? Do we not? And they're like, okay, fine. I believe we're going to honor his wish. But Nan agrees to leave the show. No, agrees to stay behind. I'll leave the show. All right, go get him, Nan. She's going to stay on the ship, partially because this guy is from Barzan. There's a chance that I guess after their rotation is over and the next planet takes over, she would then be able to go back to Barzan, I think. But what I didn't get is she just going to hang out and watch him die and then take over, like be there to man controls after he's dead? Is that the reason she's there?
I presume that was certainly the part they were saying, that we can't leave this post unmanned. So,
okay. That seems grim. I'll just say that. Like, that's the only way to do that? You couldn't, look, we get it. You want to be with your family, so be it. You could either, temporarily, look, we'll do a temporary fix for you. We'll keep you going long enough to get through the sea thing, and then, you leave the ship for a week, come back. Or we will give your family a proper burial on Barzan. We'll figure that out. Or it seems weird that the only solution is leave him there, let him just slowly die while you watch him.
One thing we know, right, is that people can't travel as easily as they could
when they have a spore drive, they can. Okay.
Right, yeah. Presumably, yes, I guess they could have, okay, we're going to, do an extra trip. Why not? Zip over to wherever it needed to do, get the people, come back, or zip the bodies to wherever they needed to be, I guess. Or they're just like, hey, we did what we were going to do. You're on your own.
Yeah, it just feels like they were like, look, we're out of ideas. You were just going to watch us slowly die. But then
no, they're leaving.
Well, that's true. They're not.
It's only Nan.
It's
only Nan that's going to stick around for that. And she's like, I can handle it.
Oh, yeah, no, this is good.
Well, she might be like, could you take it in the other room? It's just, just kind of depressing. Yeah.
That's right. I want to watch your home movies.
Why don't you stay here in the fridge with your family? I'm going to go here with the plants.
So Nan has left the show, whatever.
Yes.
We assume they could have a plot point that comes back to the seed vault ship.
They, kind of set you up for I hope we see each other again.
Okay.
That's, isn't that, Chekhov's goodbye?
That's right, Chekhov's goodbye. Voyager does make an appearance in the show. We see a Voyager J or something like that. So it's some future evolution of the Voyager ship. We also see, I think, you pointed this out to me. You sent me a tweet that I didn't see this in real time, but apparently there is a ship called the Nog.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
So apparently Nog, the character from DS9,
yes,
got famous enough that they named a ship after him.
Yes.
So good on you, Nog. He did something pretty cool.
Obviously apparently. A posthumous honor for the actor who passed.
Good point. But also in canon, obviously his character did something pretty.
Yeah, I feel like he'd
momentous.
Been recognized before too. I think they mentioned Nog received, after being wounded in battle on the show, also went on to have more exploits.
David Cronenberg is on the show.
Yes, Kovich.
Which is pretty cool. He does this matching wits with Georgiou and maybe even gets one over on Georgiou in a way, maybe wins that battle of wits. When he announces that the Terrans are now so far, the mirror universe is so far apart that the Terrans are gone, that obviously really affects Georgiou quite a bit.
Yes, he certainly seemed to have a reaction to that. It's possible, I guess you could be, putting it on, but it seems more likely that it's a surprise to her and it's having an effect.
Now, it's interesting, we saw at the very end of the episode, Michael tries to talk to
Yes.
Georgiou in the hallway, and she's
Yes.
like not paying attention to anything. She's almost like, And we see in the trailer for the next episode, there's a shot of Georgiou like passing out.
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
I'm wondering, is she afflicted by some kind of an illness or something, or do we don't? I mean,
Yeah, we don't know, right? I mean, one thing that we have seen, and they may have explained it with Detmer having sort of sensory issues or whatever she seemed to have. They may have explained that with sort of post-traumatic stress or whatever. I mean, but and then people hearing songs, that apparently
that's gonna lead me.
They
to
don't have
theory,
a hit parade. They don't have a hit parade in the future where people can hear songs of other. It's like we.
Casey Kasem's top 40.
Yeah, no, we don't like your songs. We have our own songs.
That leads to a theory I've got, by the way. So I've got a unified incorrect theory, as I'm calling it.
Okay.
Almost certainly wrong.
Well,
but
let me
it's broad.
prepare my eyes.
Very good. Practice the eye roll.
Yeah, and side-eyeing.
All right, so here's
Okay.
the grand theory that will spell out the rest of the season incorrectly. All right. Okay. Theory revolves around 2 plot points that I think are
Is
important.
one of them control?
Control is not part of this.
Oh, woo!
Control is not part of the theory.
Ooh, you're on the way for me approving.
I'm on less side eye. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
50% less side eye.
First plot point involves Burnham's mom.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Burnham's mom was supposed to be here, right? I mean,
No,
like,
I'm
that's
not
the whole
to
reason.
interrupt you. 'Cause it's not going to be part of the burn. Is it?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
damn.
part of the. That's part of the theory. So you can start side eyeing.
Okay.
That's a small part of the theory.
Burnham's
frankly.
mom. Go ahead.
Okay. It's why they jumped to this point in time.
Correct.
Meet up with Burnham's mom. Burnham had a year to try to find her mom. Couldn't, and then people are like, we never heard of her. She is certainly there is a plot twist involving Burnham's mom.
Sure.
Right? We can just assume that. Whatever that plot twist is, there's a reason why Burnham's mom isn't around.
Yes.
Okay. Just check that off the board. Okay.
Check.
2, okay, the songs. So 2 episodes ago, we're introduced to this song that Tall plays on the cello.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
yes.
a song I know. Burnham hears it. Burnham then hears the song again, but it's coming, I think, from the Barzan folks. Anyway, it's from a culture disconnected from the Trill folks, and there's no reason why, theoretically, as you say, there's no hit parade. There's no reason why these songs should be known to these disparate peoples. And she wonders aloud about it, like, I wonder why this tune seems to be so common.
Sure.
So again, that is a plot point. There is a plot point about the music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you would agree.
Sometimes here, if you put like a whole bunch of monkeys in a room, and eventually they'll come up with Shakespeare. But there's no thing about if I put monkeys with pianos that they'll eventually come out with the same song.
Right. They're going to come up with Happy Birthday eventually. One day they will.
Chopsticks, maybe, but not.
What was
Happy
there's
Birthday.
a Simpsons? What is it like? It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times.
Yes.
So So I'm not sure who the big villain is, but I think there is a big villain. Maybe it's the Terrans. You're hearing this weird thing about the Terrans and how they're no longer around. Maybe it's Control. Who knows? I mean, maybe it's Romulans. There's a big villain yet to be revealed.
Okay.
And I do think the burn was an intentional act. I think it's related to this song. I think we're talking dilithium crystals.
Sure.
I think this song was deliberately created to have a resonant frequency that would make dilithium crystals explode. I know it's weird, but I'm just throwing it out there. Think of this really bad movie as an example. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, great movie, no, terrible movie, but The thing where, oh look, we're on the submarine. Let's play this record, and the record plays at a frequency, and it breaks the glass vials, and then things explode. Similar idea here. I think the big villain transmitted, like on all frequencies, this song that ended up blowing up any active dilithium crystals. The folks that survived heard this song in some way, remembered it.
And they're not made of dilithium, so they wouldn't blow up.
They wouldn't blow up. And they remember this song, and hence people from all different parts of the galaxy know this song because in some ways, somehow it got played. It's a little weak because I would think there'd be somebody that would think, the day I learned that song, that was the day all the ships blew up. I wonder if there's a connection, but no one made the connection. To add to that theory, I would say that Michael Burnham's mom somehow learned about this plot.
She was spitting some rhymes,
Right. I got a song. I've been working on it. Okay, and so
it's like, Mom, don't do karaoke. Don't. What are you talking about?
She competes on The Voice. She maybe even goes back in time. I don't know, but maybe uses the suit. Who knows? But she attempts to stop this the burn from happening. Fails. In fact, she sends some kind of a warning, but maybe even due to the fact that the warning comes at the same time that this transmission happens. Her warning is garbled. The only thing you really get out of it is burn, and so people refer to it as the burn because of I think her name is Gabrielle. Gabrielle Burnham's attempt to stop the burn ends up basically associating her message with the cause of it. So they're like,
okay.
oh, the burn. So there's my theory.
There it is. That's your theory.
Yeah. So it's 100% right. It's 100% true. Accurate. We can watch it fall apart week by week
as
we learn more information.
We can look forward to that. I can't wait to see how wrong you are next episode.
That's right. Woo, I was so wrong. Anyway, if you out there have equally incorrect theories,
yes,
feel free to put them in the comments. I'd love to.
Can't be worse than that.
Can't be worse than the Burnham burn theory. I want to say this real fast. The burn, it does feel weird, right? That you'd have a series based on your main character's name is Burnham, and you're like, what's the big event we're going to talk about? The burn. It'd be like, there was this huge event, the Kirk. You're like, is that connected to the main character? Anyway, but we are introduced to something called the Emerald Chain, by the way. That's a group opposing the Federation in some way.
Oh.
So,
I must have missed that. Okay.
They just name dropped something.
Right. That was it. Like, we just heard from them. Yeah.
Looks like next episode they are breaking Book out of some kind of a penal colony or something. Anyway, we will be back talking about episode 6. Also talking about The Mandalorian. So come on back for that. Thank you so much, Paul. I appreciate it, sir.
You're welcome.
Bye.